gravestone, that you have to leave the corners of your field for the poor and the stranger. I am Adonai. I'm wearing his yarmulke today. So I have kind of both of my parents' blessed artifacts tonight. And you have beautiful rules of how to have a good community and moral rules, and we're going to respect each other. We're going to love our neighbor as ourself. I am Adonai. Love your neighbor as yourself. Right? Because the truth is that we're together, and the truth is unity. And so I am unity, you are unity. Love your neighbor. And we also have these problems. And so what am I supposed to do with it? Right? What am I going to do to talk about this parasha? What words are there to say? What do I do with the problem? Do I tackle it head on and make the whole sermon about homosexuality and do that every single year? Could do that one year. After a while, it gets old. You know, there's other good stuff in the portion. On the other hand, do I ignore the problem and talk about the great things in the portion, not talk about that? I was there. In my 20s, my answer to the question was, I'm just going to take a knife and cut the rotten part out of the apple. It's a big deal. The rest of it's going to be good. Yeah. I'll tell you a Hasidic story about a holy dog another time. And that wasn't really good enough either for me. And so I just want to say to you, with few words, that sometimes what we need is not a word at all, but a sound. And just as the Israelites heard this strange sound, and a sound of awe, and a sound of fear, they were afraid. They didn't know what was going to come next. I don't have the answer to the problem, okay? I don't have it. I don't know. I have an argument with God for myself, and for everyone else who's queer. Okay, queer means that you don't fit in the categories that are given to you, whether in the book or by somebody else or in life. You just don't quite fit the categories, you know. So queer is somebody who doesn't really identify as male or female, for example, you know. We're now talking about queering ethnic studies. You know what? We have these categories, and people say, you know what? I'm kind of, over here in both. Queering those distinctions. Just as we talk about evening out the evening, we find that what we're given is a good doctrine, but sometimes it doesn't quite fit, and we are queer together because the truth is unity, and the distinctions are sometimes just not helpful. And I don't know what to say. We're whole. We need a whole sound, a single sound of wholeness. Sometimes we can't make it.
Hey,
We need a single sound, but sometimes we're broken. And we say the text is broken. We don't know the answer to the question. It's too hard. Maybe next year I'll figure it out, I'll tell you. But it's a hard question, and there's something in there that's broken. It's not quite understood by us correctly. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. It's broken, and we need a broken sound. Shavarim means broken. That's the name of that sound. And sometimes, when we really kind of get lost in what's going on, we feel shattered into tiny little pieces, And sometimes it feels like instead of the wholeness that we're promised, when we really get wrapped up in these distinctions that are made, and we just kind of go a little too far with that, we feel like maybe we're trapped in self. And instead of community, we're all shattered into little pieces. We need a shattered sound. And we realize that actually we're all in the same place. When it seems that we're all shattered into the prison of self, and just as it seems that we're all, lonely, and that we lack the acceptance and community that we need. just when it seems that we're all kind of rejected from somewhere, and everybody's like, one of the things I loved about my divinity school, at Harvard Divinity School, is everyone had a reason to be there instead of at a denominational seminary. And so we're all kind of a motley crew of rejects. And, you know, it's beautiful. Sometimes we're all rejected together. And we're all queer together, each in our own way. And because I don't think there's a single individual God-created person who fits every little distinction that's put out by our culture and society, and even by our Torah's attention. And so we come together in community. You know, we come together with our shatteredness, with our failure to answer the questions, but we're together. And so we come back to wholeness. And the truth is still that we're together, and so we need a whole sound. And that may be one of the sounds that the Israelites heard on the mountain, and why that was such a big experience for them. And, you know, and just as on Pesach we're taught to think of ourselves as having gone out of Egypt, we're also taught in text that each of us ourselves received the Torah on Mount Sinai. Each of us stood there, each of us is standing there now. And it belongs to us, with its problems, with its difficulties, with its love and its care for us. And you know, it being a good doctrine, maybe not a perfect doctrine. There isn't really a word for perfect in Hebrew. I had an argument with a professor about that once. I stand by it. There isn't really a word for perfect in Hebrew. There are words for good, innocent, pure, holy. And so it's a good doctrine. And you know, we need to pay attention to it and to, you know, and to continue the holy work of figuring out what it's about. It belongs to us. It's ours. You don't have to take somebody else's word for what it says. It's your doctrine. Don't leave it. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.